Hey guys, finding the perfect gift for the food lover in your life is easy, thanks to Goldbelly. Goldbelly ships America's most iconic foods, straight from world-famous restaurants right to your door. So if you want to treat someone to Joe's Stone Crab from Miami, Franklin Barbecue from Texas, or desserts from famous foodies like Ina Garten or Martha Stewart, Goldbelly has you covered, with free shipping anywhere in the country. Just go to goldbelly.com and for a limited time, get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT. That's promo code GIFT.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Between two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN, you try to be in control of how your info is protected. But many other places also have it, and they might not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for 40% off. Terms apply.
Welcome to the facility. Good morning, beautiful people. It is Friday. Congratulations on making it through your week. Hey, you could be watching any show. You are hanging out with us. We do not at all take it for granted. Thank you all for being here. That's James Jones on the far end. What up, Jay?
What's going down,
Jay,
man?
what are the weekend plans, sir? What are the weekend plans?
You know what I mean? Sleep. Sleep.
Oh, you sleeping?
Oh,
You tired?
Okay. Training and sleep, you know what I mean?
Training for what, James? You retired like 10 years ago.
I'm not training. I'm helping my kids.
Oh, there we go.
You know what I mean? And I always let them know I don't got money for school.
You got to find your own scholarship to college. Quarterback, what's the good word, sir? What is the good word?
Donut Friday.
It is Donut Friday.
You had a donut? Did you have donut?
No, me, I can't.
I didn't have a donut.
He said I can't.
So we leave, he gonna be there though. Allergic to donuts.
It was fast this morning.
Donut Friday, every Friday, James Jones, he blesses us by bringing some donuts. Shady McCoy, Eagles all-time
Is he
rushing
blessing
leader.
us or is just making us?
You ain't one.
Hey, but listen, it's happy Hot Father's Day weekend. All my real fathers out there, give y'all a shout out. I told my kids, my son, my parents, listen, I ain't doing nothing on weekend, being real lazy. Look, I need food. You know what I mean? Rub my feet. Yeah. I take care of y'all.
Wait, who did you tell?
Everybody that
goes
goes
to rub your feet.
I'm gonna keep it real with
You
you.
say you're talking to your sons, like obviously.
Anybody I'm on the phone with, when y'all call me for help, y'all need stuff, I need my weekend. Yeah,
that's true.
And if I call you, I need something, it should be on speed dial. Yo, call the local spa, I need a spa. Yeah, 12 o'clock. And if it ain't done at 12 o'clock, I'm done with you.
Yeah.
What you doing for Father's Day?
Because they do blow that phone up.
You know what I mean? Hey, how you doing? So you answer, I'm good. Yeah, I don't want all that.
Hey, before we get to the weekend, we got a huge show ahead of us. Again, thank y'all for tuning in. Hopefully we provide the smiles to last and a little bit of sports education and knowledge. Starting with the Browns, they officially finished their minicamp yesterday. Shedeur Sanders, he threw the most touchdown passes.
My boy!
Practices. But get this, I get that some people on this desk have been singing his praises. That doesn't matter as much as what I'm about to share with you. Cornerback Greg Newsome, he says that Shedeur has been, quote, doing an incredible job of just learning and getting better each day. Learning, getting better every day. Remember, context, Shedeur. Many thought he'd be a first-round pick. He wasn't. Not a second, not a third, not a fourth. But in the fifth round, the Cleveland Browns, who had already drafted a quarterback in the third round, seemingly made the mind-blowing decision of drafting Shedeur Sanders. They said it was great value at that position in the draft. Well, we didn't think Shedeur was going to get all that many reps after all. He's a fifth-round pick. He's a fourth on the depth chart. The coaches, they came out and said it was going to be an open competition. Again, that's mind-blowing. Why in the world is a fifth-round quarterback, fourth on the depth chart, going to be openly competing with the pick you traded for in Kenny Pickett or a Super Bowl champ in Joe Flacco? But that's what the coaches said nonetheless. Since that point in time, James, let me ask you this. Have your expectations around the most polarizing figure in the NFL right now, Shedeur Sanders, have they changed?
They have. Since he got drafted, they have changed. Because when he got drafted, I stood up here and I believed you're a fifth rounder. They drafted a third rounder. They traded for a first-round quarterback. They signed a veteran quarterback. I'm like, he's going to have an uphill battle to even make this team because I didn't think that he was even going to have the reps to make the 100%. Team. And then the coach comes out and he says, we have a four-way competition, which means this competition is wide open. And then Shedeur puts some tape out there. It's not game tape, but it's practice tape. And every time you see the tape, it's him throwing a touchdown or a completion. That is what you see. I ain't seen too many incompletions and all that, but whatever you see and whatever you hear is about the young fella getting better. if he steps into this preseason and he plays well and he looks like he's been looking out here at practice and he looks like the Shedeur Sanders from Colorado, you have to start this young boy week 1.
Oh, wow.
It is going to be so much pressure put on this organization. It has been years and years and years since the Cleveland Browns has had a consistent, good quarterback. And you sneak and get this one in the 5th round. I think if he shows that he can play with this open competition, the coach is telling us that they are having, and I believe he's the best one out there talent-wise from top to bottom, put him out there week 1, let him start, and let him go through his ups and downs.
Yeah. So you went from, let me clear my throat, make sure we got this.
Let me clear my throat.
So you went from make the team to now expect him to start if he plays well.
Opportunity to start, yeah.
So I went, and that's, my expectation has changed, absolutely, from when he got drafted, 5th overall, or 5th round pick, to now to where we are breaking for summer and about to get into training camp, absolutely. And the second it changed for me was when they said it was a 4-man competition. Mm-hmm. Right, wrong, and different. Are you lying or you're not? I don't care. The one thing that I can't go as far as James in saying he's going to start or there's an expectation to start, he still has yet to get a first-team rep. So that's my pause in this whole situation. Look, I don't think he should start week 1. I think he's going to be better off coming in off the bench. Now, look, they got to do something with Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. Dylan Gabriel, I don't think the talent level is there like Shedeur Sanders, right? He still went ahead of him in the draft, and so there is some politics that happen, as Acho so eloquently told us a couple weeks ago, like in the NFL locker room. So the expectations for me have absolutely changed, and the expectation for me is to try to get in and play well when you do get those first-team reps. Look, even Deuce Staley, okay, the running back coach, drawing conclusions from minicamp, he said, we're out here in pajamas right now. When we're out here in armor, I'll let you know. And that is talking about pads and helmet in preseason games. They have an interesting decision to make if Shedeur Sanders goes out there and balls out. Like I'm talking Dak Prescott-like season, preseason, like Dak had his rookie year. Now, if he doesn't, I don't know if there's a big enough sample size for him to start, but the expectations for sure have changed, in my opinion, and I think in Shedeur's mind, too.
Hey, that's Deuce, the running back coach?
Yeah.
Deuce. No words, 2-5?
Just Deuce.
My expectations have absolutely changed. Absolutely. My expectations have changed because a lot of what we're hearing from Cleveland has changed. Again, I was a 6th-round draft pick to the Cleveland Browns. So if anybody at the desk, I do know, one, what it's like to play in Cleveland. I do know what it's like to be the latest round draft pick of everybody sitting up here at this desk. As a late-round draft pick, I understand this much. You do not get the same opportunity that those higher drafted than you get, and you do not get the same opportunity that those that have been in the league before you get. Simple as that. Hence why Shedeur Sanders is 4th on the depth chart. Not because he's the 4th most talented, because of where he was drafted. Hence why Shedeur is still yet to get first-team reps. Not because he may not be the most talented, because he was drafted in the 5th round and he is 4th on the depth chart. I know that. I live that. I have experienced that. Nothing to brag about. Being drafted in the 6th round, for those that are drafted higher, is nothing to brag about. But I can say that I understand it. But now that the coaches have done this and thrown in this wrinkle, saying it's an open competition, my expectations have changed. Because the platform of which they're letting Shedeur compete from has changed. Being a 5th round pick, it's not an open competition. Being drafted after somebody who got drafted at the exact same position, it's not an open competition. But if the coaches want to suggest that it's an open competition, now, it's Shedeur. If you got a fair fight, of course my expectations have changed because I believe that Shedeur is more talented than Dylan Gabriel. I believe he's more talented than Kenny Pickett. Now the question just simply becomes, how long can Shedeur Sanders compensate for his lack of intellectual prowess that Joe Flacco will have on him based upon being in the NFL for 20 years? How long can Shedeur compensate that with his athletic ability? So my expectations have absolutely changed because it is an open competition. The only thing I am still cautious of is, am I being lied to? Because the Tennessee Titans lied to me. They lied to me when they said it's either Shedeur, Abdul Carter, Cam Ward, or Travis Hunter. It's going to be one of those 4 that we're taking. They lied to me when they said that. The Saints lied to me. They lied to me when I heard all those murmurs that they were going to move up potentially to get Shedeur. Mike Tomlin, I will suggest, lied to me. You know, Shedeur, hey, he looks really good. It would be awesome to have him. He lied to me. Jerry Jones, I would suggest, lied to me. Everything we knew about Shedeur led us to believe he lied to me. They all lied to me. So I'm cognizant of the fact that I might be getting lied to right now. I got lied to in the NFL by my organizations, by several of my organizations. I know that's a possibility as well.
Yeah, my opinion stayed the same. You know, and I've noticed this. They're going to gradually keep coming along and getting agreeing with me. That's how it works in this show. You know what I mean? So I'm cool. I'm cool waiting, right? It went from this, that, and they're slowly coming on board. So now the next step is we're going to see him in training camp. Then we're going to see him in preseason. And you know what you're going to be saying? Hey, man, he look good out there. Let's move him to the third position. Now the second position. Eventually, he's going to be a starter. My opinion was always that I think he's the most talented quarterback in that room. And I think he has to prove himself in training camp, and he has to prove himself in preseason that you are the guy. The thing about Shedeur is he's like the new, the football equivalent to Caitlin Clark in basketball. Think about the last time we spoke and had this much blocks about the Browns, right? Every time we talk about the Browns, it's like, yo, man, they gave Watson too much money. Miles Garrett should leave. This, then, the third. We don't ever talk about the Browns. Now every block on every I see on TV is about the Browns. Ain't like they win no games. Why are they talking about the Browns?
Shedeur Sanders.
Because they know they got a fifth-round quarterback that's really a first-round talent. And that the first time ever that I can remember where a fifth-rounder is now competing for a starting job, think about what we talking about.
No doubt.
And another thing about the whole lie to thing, I agree with you on that because, you know, teams lie, right? But when you a team like the Browns, who hasn't been good in a long time, right? You might have a year here or there, but overall, you haven't been a really good franchise. We can't play around with not playing this guy because where he was drafted at. We need the best players to play now because we're trying to win. Them coaches up for their job. Every other year, they trying to look for a new coach, depending on how the Browns do. So what I'm saying is, if Shedeur does well in training camp and he does well in the preseason, get that boy a chance to start and stop messing around with this thing.
Really quick, lied to is when somebody like is proven in front of you. Like, Jerry Jones didn't lie to you. You knew he wasn't coming in there to start over Dak. You know what I'm saying?
The Titans lied to us, for sure.
The Steelers did too.
The Titans lied to us.
The Saints did too.
Whether we know it or not, they lied to us. You feel me?
Well,
like if you know your son was out doing what he was doing, but no, Daddy, I was studying. It don't mean you don't know.
They've been saying Cam Ward #1 pick the whole
not then.
Not the coach.
Not the coach. I'm telling you, they lied to us.
No, and that's a good question because you brought that up, and I was going to ask you, and you actually made an excellent point because I agree with you. There's been a lot of people in the NFL that have lied to us about Shedeur. Why do people continue lying to us about Shedeur? Because I could make the case that Kevin Stefanski lied to us about Shedeur. He said it was a four-man competition. He is the only one, Shedeur Sanders is the only one not to get a first-team rep in OTAs. So why are they lying to us about Shedeur? Is it because potential blowback? Because, hey, if you don't give Shedeur a chart, we're going to riot, we're going to do this, we're going to do that? I'm just trying to understand why no one can keep it real about Shedeur, because everyone has lied to us.
It's until we find out the truth. If come training camp, Shedeur is getting first-team reps.
There we go.
You good. But to this point, I'm like, if it is going to be open comp, I do want Shedeur to get some first-team reps because I don't want it to be an open competition. But then Dylan Gabriel getting the first-team reps, but Shedeur ain't getting no first-team reps. Like, don't play in my face. And I felt like that's what happened a lot to me, James, during the draft process. It's like, y'all were playing in our face. It's the middle of the draft. Jerry, at minimum, you need a backup quarterback because Cooper Rush has gone to the Baltimore Ravens. At minimum, you need a backup. You gonna tell us during the third round that Shedeur did everything right during the draft process? We know you need a backup. Mike Tomlin, you need a quarterback. Forget a backup. At the time, you needed a quarterback. You still went to go draft Will Howard in the 6th round. Shedeur was there 1 round earlier. So if you thought Shedeur was a first or second round talent, he's a steal in the 5th round. So that's just what's frustrating to me is like, don't just talk about it. I need some action too.
But I think it's a little different from the draft to right now. Because in draft, man, you watching college guys. I always tell you this all the time. College guys all be good. From the best of the week, they all be good. But now we're in the same building. So now I have you in the same room as Kenny Pickett, same room as Dylan, same room as Joe Flacco. We're in the same room. Now we got the same reps. I see you throwing the ball. It might be with the threes, might be with the twos. But I'm watching your mechanics. I'm watching the way you study. I'm watching the way that you're grasping the playbook. I'm watching all that. So now if I say, yo, seeing all that, man, we might have an open competition. And then it's early still. Like you just read something from Deuce Staley, the running back coach, that, hey, We ain't in pajamas. As in, it's nothing right now.
Yeah.
You seeing Deebo, he look a little heavy. Like, it don't matter because nothing that matters until the real training camp.
I'd agree with that.
So all I'm saying is like, okay, yeah, he might not get on first round reps right now. Cool, that's okay. But when we get to these pads on and everything's rolling, we're going to see the difference. Because I do think that even though I think Shedeur's the best in the room, you got to be a little bit more respectful. And I understand, it's a business. I get that. Like, you in the 5th round, so you should start the last quarterback in the room. Right? Flacco's the oldest in the room, had the most success. Yeah, you should start. Cool. Yeah. You know the offense, you probably the smartest in the room. Bet. Kenny Pickett, you first rounder, right? Things didn't work out. You look better in Philadelphia. Okay, cool. You can be number 2. Mm-hmm. And then Gabriel, okay, cool. You the 3rd rounder, so you should be the 3rd. I'm okay with that. But when we get this thing real and it ain't just pajamas and we got these pads on and everybody's trying to get a job and make the team on offense and defense, now you get to see it. And I think that's when Shedeur separates himself because I think he's, come on, man. It's not a coincidence. We up here talking about a dude that's in the 5th round competing for a starting job. It never happens ever.
Now, let's talk about this for a moment because people don't realize how fast training camp goes.
Yeah.
To us, or at least to me, I can't speak for nobody else. To me, it took forever. I'm taking second team reps. I'm taking third team reps. I'm doing special team reps. To me, it took forever. But training camp goes fast. Before you know it, boom, 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 3 weeks, regular season, it is here. Game. Everything Shady's saying, I love. Everything Shady is saying, I agree with. But what's fascinating is because of how fast camp goes, Shedeur needs to start getting reps with the 1s, at least the 2s. To me, for my sake, for my level of comfort with Shedeur starting sooner, quickly. Yeah. Because there's going to come a point in time, and I know this because I was the backup vying for the spot. Every year, Shady had a spot. Every year, James Jones had a spot. Chase was probably fighting for spots. Every year, I'm fighting for 53 people make the roster, and I've talked to different coaches about this. Of the 53, roughly 39 to 42 of the spots, are already committed. Yep. So everybody ain't competing for every spot. Shady McCoy is on the roster. Shut up. The people that are competing for spots are like the last 14 to 15 to 16. Yeah. I need Shedeur to get some time soon, James Jones, when camp starts. I can't be having these conversations in the middle of August like, we still got time. We don't. The roster is near set. Some of it is just for show.
Yeah, but we all know how, the blessing about this show is we've all been in OTAs. Mm-hmm. We've been in OTAs as veterans, and we've been in OTAs as rookies. We all know in OTAs, they want the rookies to learn the playbook, and the rookies are 99.9% going to go with the backups. Even Cam Ward was rotating with my man. He the number 1 overall pick. You're going to go with the backups because they just want to see what you can do. Then when you come into training camp, you're like, oh, shoot. They moved him. You see they moved him with the 2s. You see that? You see? So Shedeur, whatever they did with him, that's how it was supposed to go. Now when we come into training camp and they got all the film on Dylan Gabriel that they have and all the film on Kenny Pickett in their system and Shedeur, now you're going to come in and you're probably going to see this rotation in training camp change. I was with the 2s the whole whole OTAs. Came to training camp, go in there.
It's different, real quick. And Shedeur is a different situation, different than you and him. Y'all like to relate y'all situation because y'all was trying to fight for jobs, but it's different. And the reason why is because a coach never told you, yo, you about to fight for a starting job with the Eagles. We had DeMeco Ryans, right? Chase, you with the Saints? Bro, we started with Drew Brees. There's no conversation. Baby. With Shedeur, it's not that. I'm in the room with Joe Flacco at 40-something in Pickett, and the dude that got drafted in front of me, I'm better than. Yeah. It's a whole different level. That's why I think it's unique for him.
I'm just afraid they're not going to actually give him a chance. Like, that's what...
We're going to find out. We're about a month away from finding out. Hey, what we need to find out right now is who's going to win the game tonight. The Thunder, they're down 2-1. 81% chance as it stands right now that the Pacers win this series. But can Shai Gilgeous-Alexander mess up that math? Mess up. Hey, check us out every day, 5 Sports Channel, Sirius XM.
Subtle results, still you, but with fewer lines. Botox Cosmetic, onabotulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
Hey, it's on NBA Finals, Game 4. Thunder down 2-1 in a shocking fashion. If the Pacers somehow win this series, it will be the biggest surprise upset against the odds since the 2004 NBA Finals when the Pistons broke down the LA Lakers. I get it, the Thunder are still somehow favorites tonight. Well, I got my favorite man up here on the desk. That's Rick. Rick, how you doing, big dog?
I am good.
Whoa. Rick, your favorite? Whoa, you said it. You just said that.
You say that every time.
But you every see me, you say, I'm your main man. You just,
Shade, basketball segment.
Listen, he said, Slick Rick is here, my favorite. I just, when he called my line, I'm his favorite, but I guess.
There was an implicit basketball.
Exactly.
Favorite. It was implied.
I understood
I'm going to tell you what it is. He like them GMs. He lying to you.
That's crazy. That's cool.
Man. Well, if y'all are unfamiliar, Slick Rick, one of the most bright minds in all of basketball, so a privilege to have him here. Rick, answer this. Tonight, must-win game for Oklahoma City.
No. Wednesday was.
Oh, okay.
Now, I know, look, there can be a strong case made for why, yes, this is must-win, and that the Oklahoma City Thunder still have the ability to win this series, right? Because they've been in this situation before. They've been down 2-1, facing another road game against the Denver Nuggets, and won Game 4 and then won the series. But I would make the case that this is a different situation, that they needed to win Game 3 because they needed to send the message that we are the superior team. And the Denver Nuggets series was different. It wasn't Rick Carlisle, who's been to the playoffs 16 times and has already taken an underdog team to a championship. It was David Adelman, who got the job a couple days before the playoffs started. The Denver Nuggets didn't have a Benedict Mathurin and the bench that the Indiana Pacers have coming off the bench. They had 36-year-old Russell Westbrook, and that was it. And so the dynamics here are just different.
Well said.
And I keep getting stuck on the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Oklahoma City Thunder needed to demonstrate, you know what? We have answers for all of the things that the Indiana Pacers have posed to us. And so far, they have not. And they did that in the Denver series. I don't see them doing it here.
That's incredibly well said. I think they have to win tonight, but I would also agree they should have won Game 3. The Thunder aren't winning 3 games straight versus team. If the Thunder don't win tonight, then we have to start to question, are the Thunder actually a better team at this junction in time? Remember, the Pacers, I believe, have the second-best record in all of basketball since January 12th, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not as though the Pacers, though the last 5 months of the season, aren't one of the best, if not the best teams in basketball. Furthermore, if the Thunder don't win tonight, they got to beat a team 3 times in a row that hasn't lost 2 times in a row since March 10th. If the Thunder don't win tonight, you got to beat a team 3 times in a row that hasn't lost to you at home yet, and you got to find a way to beat them at home. You got to find a way to beat a team in a place you haven't beat a team, but that team has already beat you at your crib. So not only in my mind do the Thunder have to win tonight because you're not coming back from down 3-1. LeBron James is not there. But you got to win tonight because how in the world are you going to muster up 3 victories? You haven't even had a weird thing happen yet. When you talk to coaches, they always say, can you deal with momentum swings? Can you deal with random events? And can you deal with adversity? A random event, Shedeur Alexander catching a cramp and missing a half a quarter. A random event, Chet Holmgren getting elbowed in the face and having to go to the locker room for maybe 6 to 8 minutes of game time. A random event, J-Dub, something happening, and you haven't even had that random event happen in the series just yet. if the Thunder don't win tonight, you better expect that's going to happen at some point in time. You're not coming back from down 3 straight.
Woo. Well, they got to win. They better win.
They should have won.
They should have won. All of that. This is a must-win. If you go down 3-1, it's over. And you have wasted an opportunity to win a championship, Shay. And who knows if you will get back here. Because we always talk about these dynasties and people getting back here and all that. Well, the dynasties, you got to win the ones that you are supposed to win. You guys are clearly better than this basketball team. And if you lose this game, you're not coming back down 3-1. And you have lost the chance at a championship. And we all know how teams get better and better and better each and every offseason, adding players. Who says you're going to get back to this situation? And who says it's going to be a team that you're clearly better than? It could be a Jason Tatum and JB Boston Celtics team that could have been here healthy. If they go down 3-1 in this must-win, it is over. And they have wasted a chance to win a championship because it is going to be extremely hard to get back. So they better win this game, and they better find a way to win this series because they don't want to lose this opportunity out on this championship.
Burn the ships, James. Burn the ships. We ain't leaving unless we win.
That's it.
Look, we not leaving in the air unless we get a dub. Either we win or we staying here.
That's it.
Right? So, listen, if you go down 3-1, it's a must win. It's over. How you coming back from that? LeBron James is 40, and he's not getting no Pacers uniform.
Correct.
So how you going to come back? And another thing is, we talk about stats all the time here, more y'all than me. So I'm going to give you some stats, right? I like to be like y'all sometimes. I'm like, y'all my favorites. The Thunder haven't lost back-to-back games in this playoffs yet.
Yep.
So, we the better team. We've been leading every game this series. We've been leading into the fourth quarter. So we can have the lead. We can really beat these boys. We a better team, got the better player. What we talking about? Thunder. Listen, you want a chance? You got one tonight. I know Slick said the message was Wednesday, but it's Friday. And it's Happy Father's Day Friday. So if you want some happy fathers in the building, you better win.
Gotta win.
I also think reality might slap them in the face very quickly if you don't win tonight. Because we keep uttering this one thing that might be the biggest lie that's been told on television in the new year. The Thunder are the better team. The Thunder lose tonight, they not the better team.
They not.
It's like, it was my junior year in college. It's a true story. My first 2 years in college, we only lost 2 games. My first year, we go to the Fiesta Bowl. We play Ohio State, Beanie Wells, and that team, we beat them. My second year, we lose 1 game during the regular season. No, we lose no games during the regular season. Go to the national championship game, we face Alabama, Julio Jones, Mark Ingram, all them. So by my third year in college, I don't know how to lose. All we do at Texas is win at the time.
Right.
So we come out, we start out 3-1. We're like, okay, 1 loss, you can still go to a national championship. It's not a big deal. After about 4 games, we got 2 losses. 2 losses, you can still find a way to go to a national championship. We just need Ohio State to lose here, Alabama lose there. We get 3 losses. It's over. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to go to a national championship game, but, we can still win the Big 12. We get 4 losses. I mean, we can still win the Big 12 if Oklahoma loses here, if Nebraska loses there. We get 5 losses.
It's a wrap.
Okay, we got to make sure we can make a bowl game. We got to make sure we can make a bowl. We get 6 losses. Okay, it's fine, though. We can still make a bowl game. We get that 7th loss, we start looking. Well, there is a new rule that suggests you can make a bowl game with 7 losses if enough teams are academically ineligible. I say all that to say, eventually the truth just gonna hit you. The truth just gonna hit you. We keep saying, okay, down 0-1, the Thunder the better team. Okay, it's 1-1, Thunder the better team. Down 2-1, the Thunder the better team. Down 3-1, eventually the truth just has to hit that the Thunder are not the better team. And if they go down 3-1, that truth is going to slap all of us in the face.
Look, here's the reality. And I know we're slow to admit it because it's really hard to juxtapose what the Oklahoma City Thunder have done to this point, what they did to the regular season. And then you look over at the Indiana Pacers and you're like, who's your star? Like, what are we talking about? Like, to my man Shady's point, what are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
Like, this is the Oklahoma City Thunder. We have to accept the reality of what the Indiana Pacers showed us because they are simply a different team and a different championship caliber team than we've seen before. They are built on their depth and versatility. And it's not just Benedict Mathurin coming off the bench. It's Obi Toppin. It's T.J. McConnell. Like, we're looking at those names and we're like, what are you talking about?
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
what's the deal, right? But these boys at home versus what the Oklahoma City Thunder have, like, I'm now looking at the Oklahoma City Thunder already in a different frame.
What frame is that? Hold on, I can't skate past that. What frame are you looking at the Oklahoma City Thunder now?
They are a really good team, a really young team that still has some growth and lessons to learn. And they are learning them right now. Mark Dagnall at the head of the list. Mm-hmm. Rick Carlisle has presented challenges and changes in this series that Mark Dagnall, in looking at his roster, what are his answers? Mm-hmm. What are his answers? What are you going to get out of your? Who are you looking to take some of the burden off of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams, your big three? Because what I saw was guys that were exhausted by the fourth quarter. And Shady has said, yes, Oklahoma City has demonstrated that they are the better team through 3 quarters every single game, right? And the Indiana Pacers have demonstrated we are the better team in the fourth quarter every single game. Yeah. And what it tells the Oklahoma City Thunder is, no matter how this game goes through the first 3 quarters, do we have an answer for the Indiana Pacers in the fourth quarter? And to this point, they have not. And with this game being at home and with the way the role players play, man, I have a hard time seeing that the Pacers have not made a statement that the Oklahoma City Thunder don't have an answer for.
Great point. As you was talking, I was doing a lot of writing. You said a lot of things there.
Yeah.
And let me just, as you said all that, and I wrote it down as I'm reading it, it sounds like to me, from when you talking and me writing, that you think
the Pacers
going to win this whole finals, right?
Yes.
Ooh, and you said that confident.
Yes.
I just want to be clear.
I don't see the Indiana Pacers losing another home game.
Oh, you would?
I don't see them losing tonight, and I could see Oklahoma City Thunder putting up a fight and getting game 5.
All that changed from last game?
No. My change has been coming. I think I told you after the first 2 games that in spite of everything, the way it looked, that the Indiana Pacers were presenting something that the Oklahoma City Thunder ultimately.
Let me ask you before you ask. I owe you dinner, right?
Yeah. Oh, by the way. Okay. Yes. That is the most.
Yes, sir.
In case anybody didn't see this, can we?
Oh, okay. You want to set it?
What it would mean, first and foremost, and perhaps the most important thing, is that if Indiana wins tonight, Shady owes me and my homie dinner. That's what that would be, the most important. And my homie would probably be my son, Matt, who has a linebacker's appetite. So we're going to get that done. By the way, Matt's already making suggestions as to where we want to go.
Bring an appetite, real quick. Can we do an additional dinner? Because you talking heavy. He's talking heavy. I want this real quick. We don't have to make it a big deal. We don't got to put on that. Can we another dinner?
Let's have this dinner first.
Okay. Smart man. He's smart better. You know what I'm saying? He be helping out
Hey, look. I don't want to have
all that people in his chest.
Shady.
OKC don't have nothing on all that.
Shady.
All that big Willie Denzel talk.
Shady.
To not bet it.
No. Understand. I'm John Q. Public right now. Because if I had to go to Matt and say, hey, look, about that dinner, we lost that one. And it's Father's Day on Sunday, so I ain't bringing that home.
That dinner's it's in concrete. I owe you that. That's there.
Yes.
So you can get your dinner first.
Yeah.
We'll eat good, live good, drink good. Have a great time. But I'm sitting. Oh, there he is. There he is. In mid conversations. Okay, baby.
Man. Slick, you should.
Rick.
Slick, you should have waited to see his appetite.
Because I'm bringing the homie.
Hey, just to be clear, homie, not homies.
He don't hit me my dad yet. My dad can eat.
That was phenomenal. Let me get back to this quickly, Slick, because, again, you've been watching this series before it ever happened. You played it out in your head before it happened. So when you change your opinion, that says something to me. You knew how deep the Pacers bench was before this series started.
He called it out.
You knew what the Thunder's bench was before the series started. So what has occurred in this series that you did not predict before the series that has now made you change your opinion?
How dependent the Oklahoma City Thunder bench and subs are on playing off of SGA and Jalen Williams. And how independent. Like, if you would ask me, who do I want, Alex Caruso or TJ McConnell? I would have said going into the series, Alex Caruso. He's more accomplished, right? But Alex Caruso gets his off of SGA and Jalen Williams. And what Rick Carlisle has done is said, we are going to make those guys work for 48 minutes. We are going to grind Jalen Williams and SGA. And if they get there, it's great. But we're going to press them 94 feet. I'm going to go to my bench early. I'm going to play 9 guys. Nobody does that at this stage.
Nope.
You go with your first 7 and you make a decision. That's essentially what Mark Dagnall has done, right? And you just can't change that recipe once you've gotten here. And Rick Carlisle has done this all year long. So when I see constantly an OKC team that no matter how well they play, and SGA has played well, I can't take anything away from him, and you get to the fourth quarter, and now they can't close the deal, either because they don't have the experience of closing the deal in close games, or because you've just worn them out.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Benedict Mathurin doesn't play in the first quarter at all, doesn't play a minute, and he ends up being your leading scorer? Like, you can look at it and go, this doesn't make any sense. Like, everything that I know about the NBA, and Shady, I appreciate, like, you know your history, right? You're looking at it and going, I've never seen this before. I could say I really haven't either. But I can look at it and go, you know what, but it's working in this case. And so I can't deny that. And when I look at an Oklahoma City Thunder team that is unproven at this level, and meanwhile I have a coach who has demonstrated he can get it done at this level, I have to pay attention to that.
Phenomenal. I want to leave more on this bone so we can get back to it later in the show. Hey, when we return, Dak Prescott was at the podium in the midst of minicamp yesterday, and he's giving that championship talk once again. You will be surprised by what Dak Prescott had to say, and I was irate, livid, upset, frustrated, all of the things by it. That's next.
In golf, precision is everything, on and off the course. PGA of America chose advanced 5G solutions from T-Mobile for Business for smooth operations and seamless transactions. Together, we enhance ticketing and concessions for better fan experiences from gate to green. This is pro-level efficiency. This is PGA of America with T-Mobile for Business. Take your business further at T-Mobile.com/now.
Prescott has a new head coach in Brian Schottenheimer and a new offensive target in George Pickens. They've wrapped up their mini camp, and it's clear that Dak has huge goals this season. Take a listen.
How much do you think about the legacy I'm leaving at this franchise? Because obviously this franchise is judged on championships.
Yeah, I want to win a championship. The legacy, the things, whatever comes after I finish playing will take care of itself. I want to win a championship. Be damned if it's just for my legacy or it's for this team, for my personal being, for my sanity. Yeah, the legacy will take care of itself.
You know what frustrated me when I heard that? And I got mad that I got mad. I got mad that I got mad is Dak Prescott talking about championships is almost, to me, manipulative. Not intended to be, but like, if I'm talking about losing weight, but James Jones brings in donuts on Friday and then I eat them, am I really trying to lose weight? No, I'm talking about it. It's easy to say, but am I putting in the work that it takes to do the thing that I want to do? James Jones brings in donuts every Friday. Shout out to James Jones. Dak talking about championships. Why can you talk about championships when we first need to get back to winning the NFC East? We first need to get back to making the playoffs. We first need to get back to doing what it takes to do what we actually want to do. Chase, you know this very well. You be in the church, faith without works is what? It's dead. It's dead. Put in the work. I'm not mad at the faith. Have the faith. I want to win a championship. Sure, but where's the work? And I'm not talking exclusively to Dak Prescott, but there are steps. Hey, Acho, what you want to do? I want to be a billionaire. Well, can you be a multimillionaire first? So I have no necessary problem with the ideation or the aspiration, but first, can we do the small things right to get to the major goal? We're talking about championships, yet we still yet to win 2 playoff games in a season. That's terrible, terrible math. So I have an issue with the comments, not because of the aspiration, but what are you actually doing to get there, Chase? As a Dallas native and a Cowboys fan, don't just sell me a dream. Sell me some action, too.
I'm a Dallas native. I grew up going to Cowboys games, like a lot of them.
A lot of them.
Born and raised in Irving, where their old stadium was. So I've seen championships. I've seen non-championships. I have zero issue with a player in the NFL of a caliber of Dak saying he wants to win a championship. Well, what are we talking about here? I'd have an issue if he didn't say this, honestly, because he is the leader of that team. Lead by example, got to win. Got it. That's what you're at. But you also got to lead by setting a goal. And that's what he's doing. Look, Dak, for all that we kill him, Dak has 4 division titles in 9 years in the NFC East. He finished second in MVP voting. He's tied with Josh Allen for 4th in regular season wins since he came into the NFL. 4th. So it goes Mahomes, Goff, Brady, and then Dak. Oh. He's got 76 regular season wins. You can have a conversation about playoff success, 2-5. Lamar Jackson's won 3 playoff games. And we ain't sitting up here and saying, hey, the goal shouldn't be. The goal is championship. And he, for what I see of a quarterback, he is locked in. It looks like he is trying to win a championship. So when have I ever, and I will never, ever, maybe some players, if you're, a rookie quarterback like Caleb Williams and you're coming in, what's the goal? And you say day one championship. Caleb hasn't done anything in this league. Dak Prescott's been a good player, better than good player at times in the regular season. So he has every right. He's earned the right to say that. Now, we can say what he wants on the field. Off the field, I've heard nothing but great things about how he's a leader. This is pure example of him being a leader out in front, setting the goal, setting the vision of the franchise.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, because he was asked a question and he responded, win a championship. I'm kind of with both of you guys. I mean, I know people want to bring up Lamar Jackson winning 3 playoff games or whatever, but Lamar Jackson is a 2-time MVP and he's been to an AFC championship game at least. So I ain't going to compare it to the Lamar, but what I will say is I'm with Acho because you heard the same thing from the coach about winning Super Bowls. Let's win the division first. How about that?
Yeah.
No, like for real, because right now, if you don't win the division, it's going to be a tough road in the playoffs for you. Like, for me, it's just, I don't like the message coming out of Dallas right now.
Oh.
I don't. It's championship, and ain't none of y'all, them players, coaches, none of them seen 2 playoff wins back-to-back.
They could be talking about division.
So, that man said I want to win championships. So at the end of the day, it's like, man, yes, man, just put in the work. Stop having this championship conversation over here in Dallas, and let's go and compete for the division first. I mean, it's crazy because Coach Mike, who was 12-12-12 over there with the Dallas Cowboys, he always told us in Green Bay, the main goal is win the division.
Yeah.
That's numero uno. The second thing is not a playoff word come out of nobody's mouth till we touch 10 wins. That was Coach Mike's philosophy. So for the Dallas Cowboys, number one, you're going into the season with less talent than you had on rosters in the past.
Yep.
And you didn't win championships or back-to-back playoffs then.
Correct.
And now we're going in here with a new coach, new playbooks on offense and defense, and we don't have as much talent as we had in the past, and we're talking championships. Let's try to chase the division first, and all that other stuff, man, will work itself out.
There again, you guys start on this side. Now you're on this side. It's all good. To be honest, though, I don't really have a problem with it.
Hey!
The way he asked the question, they say they slick over there in Dallas. Because they know he would have said nothing about no championships. He like, you can't even win playoff games. So we ain't going to talk about no championships. But they said the way he asked me was like, hey, man, the quarterbacks are judged here for the Cowboys with championships. How do you want to leave your legacy? So you already said what I need to say, but so he had to answer that certain way. Guys, I'm okay with that. I mean, the guy makes $6 million a year. He got to say something about championships. Hey, it's all about me, right? And also just every player wants to win championships.
Yes.
I mean, I had a great career, right? And I had 2 championships, and I didn't even play in none of them. And I brag about them championships like it's my everything because everybody wants to win. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not mad about the Dak. But Chase, I do got to, and I haven't been doing this lately, but I can't let that ride, though.
Come on, what we got?
Like, when we talking about Dak Prescott, number 4 for the Cowboys, let's leave, Josh and Lamar out of it. I know the record is the record, and I get all that. But, one guy went to the AFC Championship game, and the other guy is like, I lost against Josh twice. I know how you feel about Josh, 'cause I know how I feel about Josh. And I lost to Pat. I'm losing to, real deal, players here. I'm watching you lose to like Jordan Love his first time. Jordan Love first time, he like, dang, dog, this is the first. This is what the playoffs feel like. I never been here before. Look at this wide receivers. You been here before? No, I ain't never been here either. We in Dallas, so use the guys like that. Use the 7th-round draft with Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy, twice.
Brock Purdy.
Oh, and Jimmy G.
And Jimmy G.
Jimmy.
You feel me? Oh, cool. They both in the same garden. They play with the same ball. You get what I'm saying? So, like, I don't want to light that thing up because people always want to say that when they like, Shady, when they see me in the streets hanging out, Shady, you always talk about Dak playoffs. What about Lamar? I say, slow down, man. The guys he loses to the playoffs, they're not even going to be on your fantasy team.
And when,
all right?
Yeah. and when I say those two guys, I want to put it in context to the viewers. It doesn't necessarily mean I think that Dak Prescott's on the same level as him. But the fact is, Lamar has one more playoff win, and I agree, 2 MVPs, though. Right?
In the AFC Championship
game. Much better player. Not even on the same
Mahomes, Josh
player. But he does know how to win, and that's what my thing is. Like, he's 4th in the NFL with 76 wins over the last 9 years. All I'm saying, he knows how to win in the regular season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so he's earned the right, I think. I don't think certain players, like I was saying, Caleb, or other players that come in and be like, championship day one. He's earned the right over the year, and they've been competitive to say, I want to compete for a championship. Every player.
So I don't disagree with earning the right.
No doubt.
But has he not also garnered the intelligence to understand he shouldn't say that? The reason I say this is, Shady always says on this show, Acho, we can't, before the show, can't always talk about championships. I wasn't intelligent enough to know that. I didn't win one. So I don't know what it takes to get to a championship. Shady's gone to 2. So Shady's like, Acho, you playing around with this championship word. It's harder than it takes. Dak has been in the league 9 years. He knows this team is not as talented as his 2021 nor his 2022 team. He knows what it takes to get to a championship. So, Dak, you shouldn't be uttering, hey, I want to win a championship this year first. You should be uttering, we have a lot of work ahead of us. Yeah. You should be uttering, hey, the Eagles look good. The Commander have made this moves. We got to get on the same page offensively. You should be uttering, we need to get back to winning the division. No team has won the division in back-to-back years. My goal is to take that throne back from the Eagles. You talking about championship, you know what it takes.
So he has said that. He has said the work. But the way I'm going back to what he was asked a question about his legacy. The legacy for him is winning a championship. You're allowed, as a good player in this league, to have a goal of winning a championship, and you can say it. Like, so you should never, ever talk about in any sport, if you haven't won a championship, you should never say, I want to win a championship?
I think he should. You know that, like, and even for those that talk about goal setting, I don't necessarily subscribe to it, but we know this. You can't put something so far out there. You got to know the first work first. Like, your son's probably not saying, I want to graduate from high school. First, can he graduate from middle school? And then can he graduate from this? And then can he graduate from that? Yeah. Your son might want to play in the league, but first, can he start on a 6th grade team? Like, there's levels, there's steps, there's process.
I think I don't mind it, but he could have said it a little differently, right? He could have said, because he's, I ain't gonna lie, he is one of the most savvy dudes when it comes to this media. He could play awful for all. I'm like, yo, how does he get away from the media like this? He played god-awful in the playoffs, and he finds a way to wiggle out that situation. He could have said, hey, man, that's the goal. When the reporter, that's the goal, man. But hey, right now, man, we trying to win every day. We trying to win the championship every day in the weight room. Championship every day in the practice. You know how you spin it. But real quick, and I'm done with the Dak, because, like, I'm critical on Dak because I keep it real about him. A lot of people don't because he's a good person. I love that about him. But on the football field, he's always looked good in the regular season. And if he had a regular season award, he would win it every single year. The best quarterback regular season, he's going to win that award because he does well. But you don't get that. You know, there's no award for the regular seasons. It's real championships, real playoffs. And every time I watch him, I don't see none of the regular season in the playoffs. So, like, all the quarterbacks that we want to talk about, the Lamars, the Josh, the Pats, you know where they're going to end up. They're going to end up in the playoffs. I can't say the same for Dak. Look at this stuff. Look. I can't make it up. Look at it. They hop skipping into the end zone, pick 6. And that year, they're really, really good.
They had a really good
So my
team.
thing is, when you talk about changing up the Cowboys, seriously, though, you go from having a super dominant roster, right, and you guys didn't win the championship. You guys didn't get to the NFC Championship game. Then you get to this year where you make some moves on offense. You get George Pickens with CeeDee Lamb. That's cool, right? We expecting to have big numbers from Dak. We expecting to be good in the playoffs. Are we? Mm-hmm. You are? Because I'm not.
I'm hoping.
You see what I'm saying? And you know what's going to happen? We're going to make another excuse up. That's why the other day when you say, hey, man, is there any real pressure? Can't be no pressure. Because we keep saying the same thing. This is like the same thing real quick. We keep talking about the basketball with the Thunder and the Pacers. And it's like, at one point, I'm like, yo, maybe the Pacers are better than I thought. Yeah. Why is that, Shady? Because they keep showing me, yo,
they better than you
Dallas, we keep balling. When I look at Dak, Maybe he's not as good as I thought he was. Why do you say that, Shady? Because every time he gets in the playoffs and the lights are super bright, you play bad. Yeah. That's all. That's all, man.
I mean, for me, it's just like I say, your message when you talk to the media comes from your head coach. And I just don't like the message coming out of Dallas right now because I believe the head coach started this stuff. Because if Russell Wilson got up here on the podium and said, I'm trying to win a championship, we probably would be looking at Russ crazy. Like, man, come on. Why would we be looking at Russ crazy? He won a championship, been to 2 of them. Because we know, probably looking at the Giants, you might win some games. This probably ain't a championship caliber year. Let's work on winning the division first. The message that's in there, I just don't like the championship message that's coming out of Dallas. We've heard the coach. Now we heard the quarterback. Next, we probably going to hear Micah. And y'all still got to deal with the Commanders and the Eagles in your division.
No doubt about that.
Don't try to win the division first, man.
Hey, speaking of high praise, Aaron Rodgers getting some from his quarterback coach. Hey, getting hype.
Already?
Justin, yeah, man. He said he looks as good as he's ever. Hey, are we buying the hype? Are we buying it? That's next.
I ain't never seen nothing like it. Oh, my God. Already, go to Dak to A-Rod. This is crazy.
That moment when you realize your skincare is actually working. That's Rodan & Fields, the #1 female dermatologist-founded skincare brand in the U.S. Designed by 2 dermatologists who don't just know women's skin, they know how to formulate for it. Rodan & Fields, love what you see. Tap the banner or visit rodanandfields.com/Spotify to get your exclusive welcome offer.
To Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers finished minicamp with his new team, and the buildup in Pittsburgh is only growing. The Steelers quarterback coach, he praised Rodgers, saying, quote, I still think he's at the top of his game.
Hey, what? Nah, because I know we hyping everybody up. I was saying they're going to hype my chair up. Aaron, he just got there yesterday, and he's the craziest we ever seen. Like, we got to stop this.
Sometimes that's all you need to see.
I know. One rep. Hey, look, so they get 7 wins. They get 7 wins.
Okay. James, you buying all this hype, big dog?
I love it. So read the quote to me again.
I still think Rodgers is at the top of his game.
What's wrong with that, man? That's
not that bad, though.
Hey, what's wrong with that?
But it probably a little more than that.
They 12 walked into the building, and they seen him throwing this football with the flick of the wrist. Look at him. You know what I'm saying? Because my dog still can't throw the ball, whatever we want to say about him. And they probably looking like, we ain't never seen nothing like this. That's just the true facts. The quarterbacks that Tomlin had, Big Ben can't throw the ball with Aaron Rodgers. So when you out here Big Ben can't throw the football.
Who got more yards? Who got more yards?
Big Ben cannot throw the football with Aaron Rodgers. All right, so it is different when you are seeing this in person with your own 2 eyes. But I played with MVP Aaron Rodgers, so I ain't gonna sit here and act like this is the best version of Aaron Rodgers.
That's all we wanted.
You know what I'm saying? But this is the best they have ever seen.
Can I say that's actually that's a good take.
Can I say one thing? This is the problem, though, right?
That's a good take.
Now Aaron came there, and they're probably right because I'm not hating. They're probably right.
I'm telling
bro, the owner don't know nobody in the quarterback room but Seth Rudolph because he played here for years.
You know, Raj.
You know what I'm saying? So okay, who the quarterbacks? Don't look. Who the quarterbacks?
Rodgers. Rudolph. Will Howard.
Okay.
And Skylar Thompson.
What are they numbers?
Mason Rudolph is 2.
Okay, I don't know.
Aaron Rodgers is 8. Will Howard is 17. Is it 17?
It's a team number.
18. Oh, he's 18. All right, I'm wrong.
You see what I'm saying? So to hear that coach say that, he in a room full of guys he don't even know. He's trying to learn the names himself.
But it is.
Looking back.
It's gonna look different.
Number 18, great pass. Come on, man. Stop.
Well, James, I think you got it right at the end. The reason I'm not buying none of the hype is you played with MVP Aaron Rodgers. I played against him. Aaron Rodgers at the top of his game, I would suggest, is probably better than any quarterback in the history of the National Football League. And this ain't that. Aaron Rodgers had 48 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Yeah. Those are sci-fi stats. Yeah. That is Madden Shady on a rookie. Like on rookie. This is crazy. On rookie. Like Aaron Rodgers' best.
Championships right
now. Not talking chips.
This ain't great, bro.
No, I can't.
We can't
He's greater than great.
You just said, hold up, man. I'm about to mess the whole block up.
Mess it
serious.
up. Do what you got to do.
They're going to be mad at me. I don't want them to be mad at me.
Do.
You just sat here and told the whole world that Aaron Rodgers at his best is the greatest quarterback.
Aaron Rodgers' best is probably better than anybody's best.
When he's
Aaron Rodgers' best is probably the hype.
You really can't argue that.
You really can't, Shady. You can try. You can fight. You can do all you want.
I don't disagree with that.
It's never impossible to disagree
It's something in the Fox water. How though? Tell me how.
Aaron Rodgers.
At his best, he's only been to the Super Bowl one time.
There's nobody.
If you so great, just hear me out for a second.
You going straight to championships. He's not talking championships right now.
What we doing this for?
I said the greatest at his best, at the pinnacle of Aaron Rodgers.
Bro.
I don't think anybody can touch him.
He's throwing the ball.
But the reason I say that is to say, right now, that's not that Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Because I don't think anybody is as good as Aaron Rodgers at his best, including Aaron Rodgers at 41. Mm-hmm. Like 31-year-old Aaron Rodgers was something different. 36. Aaron Rodgers had 48 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. People at home,
come on, man,
just go relive those moments. Because Aaron Rodgers can't even do that.
Because you could have said that without the other stuff. That was a great take. That was a great take. Minus the greatest, that stuff was bad. Let me answer a question. Y'all trying to, it's Friday. It's Happy Father's Day weekend. And y'all trying to.
Don't let him amp you up. Don't let him amp you up.
Pissing me off on his freaking desk. I'm sorry about that. All right, let me get focused.
Buying the Rodgers hype.
I'm not buying the hype. I haven't been buying the hype for the last 4 or 5 years. Fair. As much as great as he is, a lot of things he's accomplished, the results are the results.
Can you say last 3 years?
5 years since the last playoff win.
I'm just saying, my man
hold up, side of the table just told you. Tell him again, Chase. He
There's an MVP in there, though.
I get it, but 5 years since the last playoff win. That's what he talks about.
In 5 years, he's only got one playoff win, James. So when we talk about the hype, I haven't paid or bought any more hype from Aaron Rodgers, right? And you know what kind of showed me that? Is when my last year with the Bucs in 2020, he was the man still. They had the #1 seed, right? I'm like, damn, they got A-Rod still, and they have all these great players. And then when we played them, we beat them, right? And I'm like, man, we beat Aaron Rodgers. And then I look at his career. He's an underachiever for real, if we want to talk about it. All he does is play great in the regular season. A lot of #1 seeds, right? You get a break. Hold up, because you've been biased like always.
No, it ain't biased when you look at that man numbers.
Every top quarterback we talk about that's GOATs, majority of them guys, they at least been to Super Bowl more than once. At least seen what it looked like, what it smelled like, huh? Seen what that Super Bowl water tastes like.
Would turn into that.
So when you talk about buying the hype, I haven't bought it in a long time. Because if you really look at Aaron Rodgers, what is he, 11-10 in the playoffs, something like that? You tell how great that is.
Yeah,
so for you to be one of the greatest passers of all time, for you to have the most talented of all time, for you to say at your best, there's nobody close to you, right? Yeah. When we look at who you really are as a quarterback, you're a talented guy, but they don't get it done.
But let's not
in the
act
playoffs.
Like Aaron Rodgers did not ball in those playoff games. Aaron Rodgers' numbers in the playoffs is phenomenal, dog.
Yes, 45 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 5,894 yards over a 17-game season. That would be 35 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and 45.
Hold up, and 11 and
I understand.
Yeah, you can't.
I
see, hold up.
But it ain't
what I'm not gonna let him do. What I'm not gonna let him do, right?
Let him do it.
Is take away stats and wins. That's all the game for a quarterback. If you have a quarterback that plays. Now, check these numbers, because you're a numbers guy, right? Because you won't tell me numbers. Quarterbacks that play well in the playoffs, that put numbers up, 9 times out of 10, they win, dog. They win.
That probably is right.
I know
it's
right.
They fault. You can't look at the way Aaron Rodgers has played in the playoffs and say that the Aaron Rodgers in the regular season winning MVPs is not that guy in the playoffs. He's the same guy is what I'm trying to get you to understand. Is it equal in wins and all that for playoffs? No, but what I'm saying is he doesn't change. He doesn't do a Dak Prescott. Aaron Rodgers goes crazy in the playoffs, too, and plays well. Does that mean that Tom Brady didn't beat him and he's lost some of these on onside kicks not being recovered? Yes. But Aaron in the playoffs is the same MVP Aaron Rodgers in the regular season, dog.
Who's Aaron better? He's better than... Who's he better than in your eyes? Because you say
Aaron the greatest in my eyes. So you can, argue with somebody else.
That's why I can't even.
See, that's what I'm saying.
It's a playful take. This is joking. We joking.
What I said.
We having a good time on the show. He joking.
Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback to touch that football.
So, brother has won what?
And
2
I don't
playoff
care if he
games
won
twice.
zero.
How long he's been playing? I'm sorry, he's been in a long time.
I don't care if he runs 0 games.
20 years, Matt. Correct? 20 years.
He's 41.
So he's been playing for 20 years.
2 decades.
And all them years have been so great, like James said, 4 MVPs and all that. 20 years. He's only won 2 playoff games consecutively, back to back. Like, I'm gonna go this playoffs, I'm gonna win 2 games.
And what I'm
It happened twice.
What I'm telling you,
he's only won 2 playoff games.
His team failed.
Think about that, though.
His team failed. But what I'm saying is,
they got the number one. Whoa. Team failed, real quick. You talking about teams? He's had number 1 seeds. That means they're really good teams.
I've been on some of them teams.
Whatever it is.
And we failed. But what I'm not, we failed. We didn't play well. But I'm telling you, is the same Aaron Rodgers that wins those MVPs shows up in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we'll grade him different. Because when all the greats, from the Bradys, from the Peyton Mannings, from the John Elways, from the LeBron James, from the Michael Jordans, when they fell in the playoffs, we didn't say, well, we failed in the team. No. The superstar, the main guy, the MVPs.
And that's what we do blame.
You ain't blaming today.
I was on the team. That's why I'm going to blame us. The world, they blame him.
Come on, man.
And that's why you had that take right there, not knowing he go crazy in the playoffs.
I knew that.
My turn.
Oh, we still going? I thought, take us to commercial.
No, I'll be quick because that was cinema right there. I loved it. I loved the back and forth. I tend to be more on maybe James's side because I texted with said quarterback coach, Tom Arth. I forgot he was a quarterback coach there until a couple days ago. I was with him for 2 years in L.A., and he's buying the hype, to say the least. Like everything from on the field to off the field stuff. And I went on to ask him a little bit more, like what stands out, what like all this stuff, right? And he even said it in the article, so it's nothing that's not out there. I'm not like state secrets or anything like that. He said Aaron Rodgers has 4 main gifts as a quarterback. I said, oh, okay. Like what are they? And this is what he said in the article. He said arm talent, athleticism, his release, and his intelligence. And I would agree that all 4 of those things have made Aaron Rodgers one of the greatest of all times. And the only one of those 4 things that I've seen on film declining a little bit, athleticism. He's not scrambling outside the pocket. He Achilles hurt. But when you look at his arm talent, his release, and his intelligence, I would agree. This is one of the better quarterbacks. I think probably the best quarterback that Pittsburgh has had. I don't know if he's going to play like that, but in shorts and in PJs, as Deuce Staley would call it, I think it's worth buying the hype.
Can I ask you a question before you go? Yes, you can. Would you say, so all them things you said, it sounds really, really good, really, really great player. If you didn't know the name, his name was, give me a good brother's name.
James Jones.
James Jones, right? And all them stats you said, how great he is, the flick of the wrist and smart and all that. And he played for 20 years, right? And you tell him all his numbers he had, all these stats, 4 VPs and all that. And you said he's only even seen the Super Bowl 1 time. What would you say about that? You say he's an overachiever, underachiever? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Chase.
I'm here.
I'm talking to you, Chase. Did you say overachiever or underachiever?
Under.
Say it, underachiever.
Hey, if I said, give me a strong brother's name.
Underachiever.
No, give me. I want to just do the whole thing.
Let's go, Daquan.
Who? Daquan what?
Daquan Davis is.
Okay, well, all right.
He said Daquan.
So Daquan Davis, you said he had 4 MVPs and all these stats, right? And they said that, he's the best thrower you ever seen. He has the best arm. He's super smart and all that stuff. And I said, but he's 11-10 in the playoffs, and he has only 1 Super Bowl appearance. You say overachiever or underachiever?
Underachiever.
His team underachieved.
I know. My final thing was that he's a great player, bro. He's a great talent. But we must say, for all that stuff you said, how great you was, 11-10 in the playoffs, 1 Super Bowl appearance, underachiever.
Ring me.
One of the greatest.
Ring me.
And MVP.
I like my brother's name better. Hey, when we return, Game 4, it is tonight. So how do we feel about the Stars heading into the big game? It's time to break out the emojis, a favorite segment you will see on television today.
Daquan.
D-A. It's interesting. He went to private school, actually, but he was born in
private school with Daquan? Okay.
Home means something different to everyone. But with Rocket Mortgage, home can mean even more. It can mean a college education, taming your high-interest debt, even a renovation. We've made it easier than ever to use your home equity. That home you worked so hard for, now it can work hard for you. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in all 50 states, and MLSConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
Thunder Pacers tonight, and we cannot wait for it. But first, we got to talk about how we feel about certain stars heading into the game. Chet Holmgren had a phenomenal game, the last one. Pascal Siakam, he finally showed up after disappearing in Game 2 for Tyrese Halliburton.
Basketball take, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Slick.
I was that bad kid in school. I did stuff like all the time.
It's basketball time. Hey, let's get it started with SGA. Scored 24 points in Game 3, but it's not enough. Shady McCoy, Game 4. How you feel about SGA?
He the MVP, right?
He is.
Cold face. Ain't nothing to talk about. Bangs is gonna be cold. I'm pissed. I ain't got nothing to talk about. Icy. You see this on my neck? It's gonna be on his face. He ain't playing today. I on this icy.
Why have we not moved to me yet, Colvin? I'm sweating. It's hot.
You nervous?
Hot. Not nervous. I'm sweating.
Oh, okay.
I'm sweating because it's kind of like, all right, we got a lot going. We got a lot of steak. I'm going to need to go for about 40 tonight. I'm sweating it from SGA.
Yeah, he's sweating. He's also breathing awfully hard, man. We got the nose breathing because we got Ben Shepherd on him. We got Andrew Nemhart. We got Aaron Nesmith. They wore my man out. And he's coming as hard as he possibly can. I'm not putting this on SGA.
Gotta pause that.
This gotta be the finals.
Pause.
Where we at, James?
Take it over, James.
I got the same emoji as Slick, but for totally different reasons.
Oh, you coming hard too, my boy? Let's go.
He is about to come into this game.
We don't have an emoji.
Mad, angry, and ready to go. And he's, you mother. And it's time to go. Yeah.
Let's move from SGA to Halliburton. Shady, how you feeling about Halliburton?
Oh, let me look at my notes. Oh. Nose breathing, you know what I mean? Like, whew. You all right? Like we 2-1 right now. Like, got that thing out of there. I'm going back at it, Game 4.
Halliburton, sunglasses on. I'm cooling. Hey, I'm up 2-1, even if I lose this 2-2. At this point in time, I'm the MVP of my team. I'm the MVP of the finals. I nearly had a triple-double in Game 3. I had a game winner in Game 1. I'm cooling right now. It's on you, SGA. It's on you.
Salute. He needed to answer the bell. People were questioning who he was and could he bring it and could he play at this level. It wasn't an overwhelming game, but he did what he needed to do. I respect it.
Yeah. I'm nervous. I am nervous. And the main reason why I'm nervous, and I got that face right there, because which one's showing up?
Yeah.
Which one's showing up? Is it Game 1 showing up? Is it Game 2 showing up? Or is it Game 3 showing up?
Figure that thing out, huh?
Which one's showing up? Hey, let's move to J-Dub, 2-5. How you feel about the Thunder's second best player, J-Dub, heading into this one?
Yeah, man, we can't say too much. We're gonna just shut up. Yeah. We gotta win, man. Right? He had the freaking Matrix glasses on at the post-game interview. We done rapping.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I'm thinking because I'm trying to figure out how is he going to play in this game. He shot 31% of the field in Game 1, 35% of the field in Game 2, shot 50% from the field in Game 3, absolutely balled in Game 3. I do not know how he's going to play, so I'm thinking.
I'm thinking too.
Right there with me.
Because I need to know who is Jalen Williams. I thought I knew who he was coming into this series. And now I'm beginning to question if it's not just on the offensive end being up and down, but defensively, he has the worst rating outside of Isaiah Joe and the other Jalen Williams. And I thought he was a better defender than that. But the reality is I've seen him get cooked a couple times in this series, and I did not expect that.
Yeah, I don't really put too much pressure on the second best player on the team or maybe even the third best player on the team. I just got sunglasses on. I'm cool. I gave you 26 last game. If he give you 26 again this game, I think they win this ball game. So.
Hey, we've already gone through the three most important players. Let's end it on the fourth. Pascal Siakam had a 39-point game against the Knicks to solidify a win back in that series, but he's yet to make a major imprint on this series. Will he do it tonight? Shady, how you feel?
He's chilling right now. Sunglasses up, on the phone, all that. You saying all that, but guess what? We up 2-1, and we at home. It's OKC.
Nose breathing for me for Siakam. For me, I didn't really know where to go, how to feel with this one, but I think Siakam's going to come out tough. I think if anybody plays well for the Pacers tonight, it'll be him.
I'm going to give him a salute. Look, they needed somebody to set the tempo coming out in Game 3. He did that. He was the first one out. He made sure that they didn't fall behind. I've never expected him to have big numbers because that's just not how this Indiana team is built. Fact of the matter is, he was solid, and he was solid in the first quarter, and that's what they needed.
Yeah. I got star eyes because I feel like he's been the star on this team, the most consistent star on this team. So I got star eyes, and if he plays like a star tonight, they got a good chance of winning.
Shots
this one,
fired.
I like it. Hey, well, if Russell Wilson plays like a star, the Giants got a great chance of making the playoffs. But the question is, what's more likely? If the Giants make the playoffs or that Russell Wilson gets benched during the season? It will be an explosive conversation after the break. Don't miss it.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Russell Wilson getting ready for his first season with the Giants, and he's already made a huge impression. His teammate Tyrone Tracy Jr. said, quote, he's a great leader. Phenomenal. Chase, what's more likely, though? Because one would stop the other from happening. Russell Wilson, he make the playoffs or that he loses his starting job?
This is a difficult question, but I'm going to say loses his starting job, and I don't like to say that certain guys are going to lose their starting job, but I just don't think that this team around him is good enough. And honestly, with Russell or without Russell, I'm not confident that this New York Giants team makes the playoffs. So if I'm backed into a corner here and I got to choose make playoffs or lose his job, I got to go with losing job. And it's simply, I'm going to be on the side of history on this one since 2020. On average, a quarterback drafted in the first round starts in week 3. Now, I don't think Jackson Dart will start in week 3. The two outsiders on that, Jordan Love. Well, guess what? He was behind a future Hall of Famer. And the other one, J.J. McCarthy, last year, injury. He would have played, I believe, at some point last year. So I just don't know if Russell is at his very top of his career. I don't think this team is good enough around him. I think the NFC East is a really tough division. The Giants single-handedly have the toughest schedule in the NFL. So I hope he doesn't lose his job, but if they don't make the playoffs, and I've said this before, man, I don't see any way he's keeping it.
Hey, real quick, the Steelers coaches and some players said that, what, James, about Aaron Rodgers?
That he's special.
No, they said he's the best
version of himself.
Best ever seen, right?
Yeah, something I forget the quote.
You know what's crazy, though? You know what's even crazier about that? A lot of Giant players go say, yo, you the best thing we've ever seen here. And, like, if you look at all the young guys, they've been saying Daniel Jones, they've been saying all the other guys' names that people really don't know, but they don't, you know what I'm saying? So now it's the same thing. So to answer a question, I'm going to say playoffs. Playoffs, James Jones.
Explain it.
So I think that having a leader, having a future Hall of Famer in the locker room, seeing what that defense did, it's going to be hard to throw that ball against the Giants, for one.
Yep.
For two is now, if you control the defense, you let Russ do his thing with some of his wide receivers, because Malik Neighbors is out there. He's out there somewhere. You know how good he is. Solid running game. They worked on the offensive line this year. I'll just say this, man. We don't think much about the Giants. It's always a team where they haven't been good, and then they have that good year. I think Dave Ball's a really good coach, and he has the right pieces. If you can take a team like with Daniel Jones to the playoffs, what you going to do with Russell Wilson? Playoffs, they going to get it.
I love Russ, so I don't have to say it as begrudgingly as Chase. Ain't no way they're making the playoffs this year. I don't care who. I don't care. Take Aaron Rodgers on it. Ain't no way they're making the playoffs this year. No way they're making the playoffs this year. The Giants were the worst team in the NFC last year. Like, a quarterback is usually responsible for maybe like 4, 5, 6 wins. Even if Russ is responsible for 6 wins, it's still just a 9-win team. There's no way they're making the playoffs this year. And this ain't got nothing to do with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson can play at a B-plus level, and I think they'll win 8 games, 9 games, and I would be happy for Russ if so, but there's just no way they're making the playoffs this year, and I don't want to, like, sell myself hope or a dream. I just don't see it. If you can tell me how, show me how, tell me why. I know that defense. I've studied that defense. That defense is not that good. The offense, comparatively, they're not that good. There's just no way. There's no way.
How does he lose his job then? Because it's the question, right?
So in more detail, right? Because you say that stat often. Quarterbacks drafted in the first round. I had to do a little more digging on it. Quarterbacks that are drafted pick 20 or later, on average, they start week 11. So I like the week 3 is a little aggressive because, like James brought up 3 weeks ago, Jackson Dart wasn't drafted in the top 5, but he was drafted in the top 25, maybe 26. Quarterbacks drafted 20 or later, but still in the first round, they do start, to Chase's point. They just don't start week 2. They start a little later.
Yeah.
I think Jackson Dart ends up starting by week 11, 12, 13, 14. Somehow, some way, he's going to start. That's just what it is.
So, well, I've been high on the Giants up here. You guys
on this side, man.
have not been high on the Giants, but I think it's playoffs. And the main reason why I say that is because if you probably would have had that same take, you two both, if I would have told you the Commanders is going to the playoffs and the NFC Championship last, because they did
1,000%.
They did have the number 2 pick.
Talk to him, James.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So they wasn't that good of a football team, either, right? But they found a way to get in there. Probably would have had the same take if I said, hey, man, here come Bo Nix to the Denver Broncos, and they going to go to the playoffs. We would not have picked the Denver Broncos to go to the playoffs last year, especially coming off a year that he had. All I'm saying is you get a quarterback in there that I believe in, Russell Wilson, is going to be extremely good under Brian Daboll. I think this defense is going to be elite. I think this defense is going to be
elite,
better.
What's elite mean?
Elite means that they are going to be getting after the passer at a high level, and they are going to be going to be taking the football away.
That's not what elite means, James. They're going to be top 3. Because elite is
top 5.
They're going to be a top 5.
I'll just say top
Giants team.
They'll be a top 10 defense.
That's not elite. That's top 32%.
Versus the Eagles
and the Commanders. Top 32%.
Wait.
That's not elite.
But when you
go ahead.
If you play in the NFL and we say, yo, we're going to get the top 10 defense, you like, okay.
That's not elite. That's good. That's top 32%. That's not one out of every 3. That's elite.
That's real good, though.
That's good.
You can say real good.
That's good.
Okay, maybe real good.
That's good.
I give them real good.
So hold on then real quick, because I'm just saying they're going to elite good. I'm just saying they're going to be a good defense. They're going to put pressure on the quarterback. They're going to turn the ball over. That's what I'm. So you no, for real. You tell me elite defense. What is an elite defense?
The Eagles were an elite defense.
That's the best defense in football.
Correct. The Ravens
Chargers and Broncos
ended up being like an elite. Even that's hard. The Eagles were an elite defense last year. Everybody else was they were cool. The Niners weren't even elite. The Niners 2 years ago weren't elite. Elite is reserved for elite. You can't just say the Giants. These weak little Giants.
Really good's cool.
Say good. Not even really.
I'm saying top 10.
I think you're just hearing the elite and think we're saying it's they're going to be the number 1 defense in football, Ray Lewis type defense. No, I'm saying they're going to be a top 10 good defense. That's
a good defense. Top 10 is a good defense.
If you top 10 defensively, listen, they got 3-4 really good defensive linemen.
What? That doesn't make a good defense. They were, 26?
That's where you start at defense. You get after the quarterback.
Well, that's why you play the game, man. Last year, like James just said, if you just said that about Commanders, you got to say no.
Because they're going to be up.
Of course not. And
they're not going to be up because of Russ.
But you know what's going to happen?
What?
It happens all the time.
You really believe that?
Y'all going to be over here. And then before it's over, y'all going to be over here.
And it happens with you, too.
No. Yeah.
You said the Thunder was going to win this whole series, and they might be down 21 and 12.
I'll still take the Thunder.
I bet you'll be on our side by the end of the year.
No.
I never do. I'm never on y'all side. I always be right.
Always be right.
Yeah, while y'all laughing, I'll be right.
We are.
Hey, when we return, it's time to see how right Shady is. We're going back to the Thunder series. Game 4. Okay, McConnell, I see you making it in the pro.
Oh, my God.
Miles Turner, too.
That was 12 minutes of the game. They pissed me so.
Cut up.
It's like watching Duke.
I'm Cindy Lauper with fellow Cosentix advocate, Chef Michelle Bernstein.
We'll share our experiences with plaque psoriasis, with psoriatic arthritis, and Dr. Panica will talk about the possible connection.
Cosentix secukinumab is prescribed for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis 300 milligram dose and adults with active psoriatic arthritis 150 milligram dose. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentix. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur, like tuberculosis or other serious bacterial, fungal, or viral infections. Some are fatal. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms like fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, had a vaccine or plan to, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions and severe eczema-like skin reactions may occur.
Learn more at 1-844-COSENTIX or Cosentix.com/Cindy.
Okay, it's almost time. Game 4, it's a must-win game. Many would suggest Oklahoma City Thunder. We are witnessing what may be the greatest upset in the NBA Finals over the last 20 years. Grab your loved ones, gather around the television, because tonight is the night that history could be solidified. Not yet made, but it will be solidified if indeed the Pacers go up 3-1. A lot of pressure in the NBA Finals in general, but even more pressure when you are supposed to be the champion and you are down 2-1. Rick Bucher, it is Game 4 in Indiana. Who is under the most pressure tonight?
Only one answer.
Only one.
Oklahoma City Thunder head coach, Mark Daigneault.
Talk about
Rick
that.
Rick Carlisle has been out-coaching you throughout this series. You made a preemptive move that looks like a very questionable one when you changed up your roster coming in to Game 1. And now you need an answer. You need to do something. You need to make an adjustment. Is it taking Cason Wallace back to your second unit because he was effective there and bringing Isaiah Hartenstein back into the starting lineup? That feels like you're admitting that you made a mistake off the top. So is there some other move that you can make? But he has to make one. He has to do something to give his team the belief that they can change what has happened 2 out of 3 times to them to this point. I don't know exactly what it is, but he's got to do something to at least make them believe psychologically we can have a different outcome.
I like to ask you questions. You know what I'm saying?
Bring it!
You used to be coach.
I've coached.
Shit.
Yes,
right?
yes.
You won some games?
Yes.
You won some championships?
Not as a coach.
Been to some championships? Or
yes,
as a coach?
yes. Actually, we did win a championship.
Okay.
I take that back.
There you go. Coaching. You as a coach?
Yep.
Was you the reason they won it?
James, if you don't get to this goddamn point.
I know.
Was you the reason they won it?
I'm getting sleepy.
Was it the reason you won it, or was it your players?
I set my team up to win.
Oh, okay.
They won it.
Any
They
more
won
questions
it.
for the
I put them in
defense
position.
team? God
You know what I'm
dang.
saying? To get to that, players win championships. Coach could talk all he want. He could get up in here. He could have the greatest speech. He could say, we going to this lineup. Which lineup do y'all want to go to? You want me to start Acho? You want me to start Shady? What play do you want to run first? The players got to win the championships. And you have a superstar player, and he has been balling, but that's just what comes with a superstar player. More pressure, and it's Shea. He has to come out here, and he has to have one of them dominant games where it's 35-40, and you making everybody around you better. That's what Shea got to do. It's out of the coach's hands, man. This is Game 4 of the Finals. Whoever he tried out there, whoever he bring off the bench, we know Shea going to be out there. Shea got to deliver tonight. Players win these games.
I like that. Players are the ones that really win the championships. Coaches to put you in position. And sometimes coaches might mess up. They might mess up. And they might overthink things. Overanalyze things.
Very true.
Cool. You know what makes the difference? The equalizer, as Denzel would say, SGA, the best player. Listen, they got the best player in the league. They got the MVP. First team all NBA. Whatever you need, I'm going to give you that. So when you talk about pressure tonight, put the pressure on me. Don't give it to the guy on the bench. Don't give it to my number 2 guy. Don't give it to my coach. Give it to me. You got a guy like him, when they win championships, you look at the history of it, it's guys like him, if you get down, I'm going to want to make it right. SGA, make that thing right tonight.
Simple, SGA. It's SGA for all the reasons they've all said. SGA is the best player. You got to go out there and show you're the best player. I love your Daigneault point. We'll get to that more momentarily. But if we're being hypercritical, which we have to be because SGA has earned that right, they could be up 2-1 if not for SGA missing the shot at the end of Game 1. Like that. So, like, if SGA's probably thinking to himself, SGA is elite. Tom Brady can throw for 500 yards, but if he throws a pick, he's probably going to want that pick back. Shady can rush for 280, but if he fumbles the ball at the goal line, he's going to want that back. So, SGA, as great as he is, SGA's probably said, dang, if I would have made that elbow jumper, we win that game. SGA probably didn't love what he put on tape when Andrew Nembhard cooked him. We're talking about Nembhard? It wasn't even Halliburton. It wasn't even Siakam. Like, when Nembhard cooked him to hit a tray ball, SGA would want that back. When SGA missed that elbow jumper, he'd want that back. So SGA has, as great as he's been, and I would say as good as he's been, because he hasn't been like next level crazy elite in the first 3 games, but as great as he's been or as good as he's been, he's left some meat on that bone.
Yeah.
He left a little bit of meat on that bone, especially in Game 1. So for me, SGA, the difference in being down 2-1 and up 2-1 is an elbow jumper that you missed or at least getting cooked by Nembhard. To me, SGA, I'm staring at you. Slick, I want more time for you to elaborate either on all our SGA points or on your Daigneault points.
No, I can't. I love putting it on your MVP. You're the best player.
On the floor.
Putting it on him. he's done pretty well to this point. Yes. And I believe that the lopsidedness of this series so far is not with what SGA hasn't been able to do. You make a great point. Like if he wins that battle in game 1, then maybe we're looking at this series a little bit different. But I just think that the difference between the coaching has been so drastic. I'm not expecting Mark Dagnall to make a move that suddenly changes the dynamic here. But show me that you can do something. Yeah. Show me that you can put your guys in position and make your guys believe, make SGA believe, all right, he's going to put me in position to go get this. Because the reality is he wasn't in position to go get this in this last game. He was in game 1. But this thing seems to be running in another direction where Carlisle, now the offense is flowing in a way that it didn't at the beginning. It seems like Carlisle keeps adding to the adjustments that he's making that Dagnall hasn't had an answer for. And I totally understand why this would be lopsided. Rick Carlisle has already won a championship with an underdog team. He's been to the playoffs 16 times. Mark Dagnall is a fifth-year head coach who's this is his second playoff appearance. That he's at a disadvantage is completely understandable. But you got the best team.
Come on, Jay.
You got the most talent. You got the best player.
Gonzaga Bulldogs beat you, man. Let's go.
Put SGA in position to win this game.
The Wisconsin
That's
Badgers.
What I want to see from Mark.
Hey, when we return, a viral clip of Deebo Samuel has been circulating the internet. He looks like he has put on.
Let's walk through, man. Let's jog through.
Chunky.
Touchdown. A little chunky Deebo. Big Deebo. Fluffy Deebo. Got to talk about that.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader. Like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Hey, it's time for the facility group chat because this has gone viral. A moment of Deebo Samuel, Commanders receiver. We already know who he is, though, from the Niners, running down the field, and he looks a little heavier than normal. So many people are just suggesting, like, oh, they're concerned for Deebo's health. Maybe he's been, Baltimore, or rather, they. I don't know. Y'all look at the picture. Shady, Deebo's look, just put on maybe a pound or two. In football that matters. We do not fat shame in normal day life, but you do get fined for being overweight in the National Football League. Shady, something or nothing?
Yeah, it's nothing. You get fined for being heavy during the season. A lot of players we play with, the great ones, be heavy in OTAs, and they come in. And if you don't believe me, look at his teammates. George Kittle talked about it. Can we see what he said?
What Kittle say?
I care when the teammates talk.
Hey, zoom in on that, Cole. Zoom in on that. It says it's group install when players.
You see that?
When players jog through plays.
Make it a little bigger for the people now.
There we go. Thank you.
It's called group install. When players jog through plays, knock it off.
Knock it off.
No, it's not real. Come on now.
It's not nothing.
So then that means it's something.
It's not nothing. I don't care about the speed right here. I just care. He looks heavy. And the thing about Deebo is his explosiveness is what makes him a separator. I don't care that he's jogging. He's jogging right now. I'm not trying to assess his speed. Him jogging is absolutely irrelevant to me. It's just the fact that he looks so heavy. And Deebo, to me, is the same Deebo who could take a now screen all the way to the crib. Based upon how he looks, he just don't look like he's in tip-top shape. Now, to Shady's point, we're 3 months away from the season. But he just looks... You know them crab boils, them crawfish broils. I've been to a crawfish broil, man. They got, you know what I'm saying? Baby. The Bay food, it don't hit like that type of food. Right. So, you know what I'm saying, James?
Bay food. The Bay food.
It's nothing.
Nothing?
It's nothing. No,
his clothes a little tight too. That might help.
June 13th, really. Clothes a little tight. And this is. There's 3 quarterbacks throwing the ball to him. He could be full speed in this weight too. You never know. He could carry it well. So
it's not being carried well.
This is ridiculous that this went viral. This is
being carried well.
Literally routes.
James, you played wide receiver,
area.
and you played with Eddie Lacy, James. Eddie Lacy was a person who constantly got berated, and we saw him getting bigger, and it meant something. I played against Eddie Lacy. You played with Eddie Lacy. So we can't always dismiss things. This one, though, I tend to dismiss. What you see, your receiver.
Number one, I'm not tripping off it right now, but I do want him to get down before season starts. Strictly just so he can make it through the whole season. Like when I watch Deebo run, I know he's jogging. This ain't Deebo at full speed and all that, but we know Deebo with the ball in his hands, he's a playmaker and he's an explosive playmaker. Right? When you tend to put on a little weight, and this could be the way Deebo want to play at. We don't know. He could be cool and comfortable at this weight. But what I'm saying is, for me, watching this and knowing the Deebo and the all-pro Deebo that I've seen is an explosive, lighter Deebo, and I want him to be explosive and lighter to make it through the season, man. So he got 3 months to get some of it off him.
Yeah, this don't even matter. I'm happy he's even doing that.
Being at OTAs?
Yeah, it's even being there. Because I'm not doing that at OTAs.
It is 6.
It matters what he does in the regular season, man. All this don't even matter. Go to camp and be ready to play.
Usually you do have a weight limit, right? I think the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, I think it's like $650 a pound.
Yeah.
That's
a lot of money. But there's stuff for that. There's Ozempic. There's
he's a professional athlete. He don't need no Ozempic.
You don't eat Ozempic.
But I'm not him. I'm just saying, like, if you were heavy, there's
he's
stuff.
He's an all-pro athlete. He need that.
He does. He's legit.
600.
Yeah, he's
one of the greatest.
They got the best trainers in the league, in the world.
But they got great food over there, too. JD, you got to be realistic.
Weeks, though. He's got to.
I spent time over there. They got great food.
No, the cafeteria over there is not
when
good.
When you're an all-pro, that means you're the best in the game, and he knows how to take care of himself. Just that he's a little heavy right now. We all been there. I've been there.
I've never been all-pro. I haven't been there.
I'm there right now. I've been heavy. No, I'm saying, but I've been heavy before. I've been heavy before.
I've never been heavy.
And then I come in, to be honest, I hope my son's not watching this because I'm always talking about training hard.
Yeah.
I never really trained like that until we got to training camp. Right before training camp. Like 3 weeks before training camp, I started really working out, running. But before I'm hanging out.
As you got older, was it harder to get off?
I mean, yeah. So I would start, so if it's 3 weeks when I was younger, now maybe like a month and a half. You know what I'm saying?
Start earlier.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
It's nothing. But you said it's not nothing.
That means.
So that means it's something.
It's Deebo, bro. Come on.
Yeah. Put some respect on his name.
Put some respect on
Hey, it's time for a Blitz Meeting, isn't it? Hey, it's Friday. We return. Time for a Blitz Meeting. James, you might be taking them donuts over there to Washington, unbeknownst to us.
Yo, real talk. Yo, James, you got to stop the donuts. I'm trying to lose weight. I'll do something on TV I'll agree with. You like, yo.
It's Friday the 13th, so it's scary hours. Hey, right now we're wondering, what's the scariest team in the NFL? The scariest team. Maybe not the best, but the scariest. 2-5, get it popping.
I like it.
They already know, bro. That's a silly question, man. Yo, when somebody says fun, you be like,
yeah, man.
Tell them, come on.
Like, you already know what it is. I'm right here with 2-5.
Walk up there and tell them, man. Walk up there and tell them, dog. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
Yeah, like, stop playing with us.
I'll go next.
We're just winning chance. Stop playing with us, man. Know what it is? Look at my boy, Eagles, baby. You know what I mean?
Man.
Know what it is, man. These silly questions we doing.
Walk up there and tell him, man.
Now, why he got to be the owl? Who he got?
Chiefs. There you go. They lost the Super Bowl, man. They get bad taste.
They didn't lose. They didn't lose Super Bowl. Chiefs. They didn't lose Super Bowl.
They got smacked, dog.
Chiefs.
Oh, man. All right, we're moving. Rookie Ashton Jeanty was called a generational talent.
Generational.
By his teammate Raheem Mostert. That got us thinking about other rookies on offense. Shady, who is your way too early offense?
Man, I love Ashton so much. Oh, my, he is nice. Yeah. But it's Travis Hunter. Stop playing. Offense. And defense. Stop playing with him.
I think it's going to be Cam Ward. Cam Ward is the quarterback, so he's got the best chance to do it. He's starting from day one. I'm going to go Cam.
Yeah, he does have the best chance to do it. But I do think Ashton Jeanty is going to win it. I think he's going to get a lot of carries. And if James thinks his Raiders team is a playoff team, which he's talking about, he's going to have the ball out.
Raiders. I like it. It's all about opportunities, too, and all these dudes is going to have a lot of opportunities. But my guy is T-Mac. Carolina Panthers. I think Bryce Young gets a big target. It's going to spin him the ball. I think he sees a lot of opportunities with a chance to make some noise.
I hope that. That'd be exciting. That'd be very exciting for them. Game 4 of the finals tonight. It's time to make our predictions. 2-5-2 live. Who gets it going? Who wins it?
SGA, the best player on the court, the best player in the league. Thunder win this thing. And not only this game, the whole series.
I think the Thunder have to win this game.
They
so the Thunder win the game. If the Thunder don't win this game, it's a wrap. I refuse to believe that the Pacers go up.
Yeah, boy.
3-1.
Y'all been wrong this whole time, man. It's the Pacers. Pacers, underrated. They've been great at home.
That would be crazy.
If they go up 3-1,
that would be crazy.
That would be too crazy, man.
Yeah, but this whole series has been crazy. No one thought they were going to be up 2-1.
Right.
Underrated. Let's go.
Gonzaga, Bulldogs win the championship. Okay.
Shedor's going to get to his spots tonight.
That's Tyrese Haliburton right there. Get off your spot.
You got me.
Get off your spot.
Hey, I should have passed it.
Serious though, like this, they a real college team though. Can you imagine the Wisconsin Badgers winning the finals?
Badgers. When they go up to
the Georgetown
Warriors. A college team, saying the guy's a college team.
I think if they go up 3-1, Shady's going to
I want to see how you
NBA, man.
They come back to Indiana down 3-2.
But like Rick said, they ain't losing home games.
Wait, give me some more college teams real quick. The Indiana Warriors.
Hey, y'all could have hung with the show. Y'all hung with us. We don't take it for granted. Enjoy the weekend. Happy Father's Day to all
the Temple Owls.
The
Texas Longhorns.